Hi, my name is Mercer, and I bet you're wondering what I'm doing here today. Melanoma has hit my family pretty hard. When I was 7 years old, my mom was diagnosed with a rare form of melanoma called ocular melanoma. It was hard to go through. Then again, when I was 11 years old, my dad got diagnosed with skin melanoma, also known as cutaneous. Yep, two parents and one horrible disease. My parents have always told me to beat something, you have to gain knowledge about it and give it back. That's why this year, my mom works for the MRF, I advocate on Capitol Hill every year, and my dad decided to hashtag get naked for melanoma. Yep, naked, but in a good way and for a good cause. That's why I'm super excited to introduce my amazing dad, Darren Reilly.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be a part of the MRF and the Get Naked campaign, and it's just a great way to spread the word about annual skin checks. And I have to say I'm so proud about you and the way that you've been an advocate and how you've dealt with all of this. So good job.
So Dad, tell the world about your melanoma journey.
Okay. My melanoma journey began when my wife was diagnosed with ocular melanoma, and then shortly after that, the pestering to get my own skin checked with a dermatologist began. Of course, I took her up on it and did it. And the first time I went, there was a spot on my leg that my wife and I had already previously looked at and said that it looked a little suspicious. Pointed it out to him, and he said it was nothing to worry about. Fine. Go back the next year and pointed it out again to a different dermatologist, and they said, no, don't worry about it, nothing to worry about. Okay. Third time, and my third dermatologist, because of changing insurances and whatnot, the guy looked at it and said it was nothing to worry about, but he said, you know what, let's just take it off just to be sure. So we took it off, no problem, went home. 3 or 4 days later, I get a call saying it was melanoma, and now I'm going to need to get a larger procedure where they take out my first lymph node and do a 1 centimeter margin around the freckle. So I did that, and everything turned out fine. And then on my 3-month checkup from there, I had another spot that looked a little suspicious, and he said, you know, it's probably nothing, but being that we just took off something that was nothing, let's take this one off. 3 to 4 days later, I get a phone call saying that one was melanoma. So I had to go into the office. They just did a little procedure right there in the office to take it fully out. Then there was yet another one that we were keeping an eye on, and we kept an eye on that one for a few years, and I got yet again another dermatologist, and he looked at it, and I said, you know what, I'm done watching this one, just take it off. So he took it off, and lo and behold, it was also melanoma. So long story short, if it looks suspicious, have them take it off. Have them do a biopsy. It is nothing for them to just cut it off in the office and you get a definitive answer instead of waiting and finding out, oh, you should have done X, Y, Z. So
I hate remembering those times, Dad. And now I know that you and Mom will never let me outside during the summer or even the winter without sunscreen. Thanks for so many freckles. And now I even get my own annual skin checks. How about you? When you were a kid, did you wear sunscreen? Did you get your skin checks?
I didn't get skin checks, but I definitely wore sunscreen because of my English heritage, my English-Irish skin. We burn quite easy. So anytime we would go to the beach, we'd be slathered down in sunscreen. Now that being said, sometimes we forgot to reapply and some pretty bad sunburns did happen. But that really was only when we would go to the beach. It wasn't when we were gardening or playing outside all day or anything like that. That's really where it needs to be picked up, is just your everyday sunscreen.
Why did you want to be the hashtag Get Naked model this year, and what does it mean to you?
I wanted to be a part of the Get Naked campaign because I think it's just a great way of getting the word out there about annual skin checks. Just a simple visit and getting naked with your doctor can change your life. And I know as a man, we like to think that we're invincible, and I never went to the doctors unless my wife nagged me for years on end about going to the dermatologist, and then I did, and look what happened. So I want to spread the word to other men who think they're, invincible and don't need to be checked that, hey, it's simple, it's easy, and it literally could save your life.
The MRF does advocating, educating, and does research for families just like ours. I love to advocate, Mom loves the research, and you clearly love to educate. If there's one thing you could tell the world about prevention, what would it be and why?
It's a good question. I would say that it's easy. A simple little appointment that's 10 minutes once a year can change your life. All of the things that I've had removed, none of them hurt. There's no downside to any of this besides peace of mind knowing that you're safe. In something like melanoma or any of these skin cancers, if they're caught early, they're so effective in treatment. We could really end melanoma if we just got checks and early detection.
I'm so proud of you and Mom, and I love you guys so much.
Thanks, Mercer. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so sorry that you had to deal with so much of this at such a young age. Hopefully your generation, with the use of sunscreen and early skin checks, will not have to deal with melanoma. Thanks to all of you for joining us today, and the MRF is just about halfway through their Melanoma Awareness Month, so there's a lot more to come. Please follow the MRF on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the new platform TikTok. Stay sun safe, check your SPF, don't forget about your monthly self-checks, and then your yearly skin checks. Thank you all, and
Get naked!